Hey guys, this is Justin from Break Into CRE, and in today's video what we're going to do is talk about how to craft a resume that actually stands out when you're applying to real estate, private equity, and brokerage jobs. So if you're looking to break into the industry for the first time, or you've started your search for your next real estate investment job, definitely stick around for this video. Now on this channel, we talk about real estate investing careers and real estate financial modeling. So if you're looking to break into the real estate investment industry for the first time, or you're looking to advance your current real estate investing career, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Now, when you're applying for jobs, resume screening is often the first line of defense for recruiters, HR professionals, and hiring managers when they're trying to decide who they want to hire for a role. So with that said, how do you actually make your resume stand out from the crowd and make sure that resume gets into the hands of the right people so you can actually get to the interview stage for the job that you're looking to land? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know what to include in your resume to make sure that you're at the top of the stack, what you can leave out of your resume, and how to present yourself in a way that gets you through that screening process and gets you into that next step of the hiring process. Now, when you boil it down, there are really three main things that you need to make sure that you add in your commercial real estate resume. So let's start with number one first. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you add is targeted experience bullet points that are directly applicable to the job that you're applying for. So even if you're coming from another industry, you need to be able to demonstrate success using some of the skill sets that you're going to have to use in that specific role. So if you're coming from a non-real estate investment background, how can you show an employer that you've built projects in Excel successfully and you're able to use the software specifically in a financial modeling capacity? And if you do come from a real estate related background, how can you quantify your experience to show that you can add value from day one and that you have added value and contributed to your teams in previous jobs that you've had? Now, it's really important to make sure that this success is measurable. So what I mean by that is instead of saying you managed asset management models or you underwrote new acquisition opportunities, talk about specifically how many assets that you managed, what was the total dollar amount of assets that you managed, maybe the number of units or the total square footage of the portfolio that you were responsible for, but talk in specifics and tell the employer exactly what you worked on with specific details. So instead of writing a bullet point on your resume that says something along the lines of managed asset management models, you'd want that same bullet point to look like built and maintained asset management models for a $500 million multifamily portfolio consisting of 2,500 units across Washington, Oregon, California, and Arizona. So the more specific that you can get and the more that you can specifically tailor that to the job that you're applying for, the better off you're going to be. Now, the second part of your resume you want to make sure that you have dialed in is your additional information. Now, this section is going to give you the opportunity to really show an employer what technical hard skills you have. And in real estate, generally when you're applying to analyst or associate jobs, the most important skill set that you can show an employer is that you understand Excel and real estate financial modeling. So with that, what kind of certifications and what kind of coursework can you highlight to show an employer that you know what you're doing? So this could be things like Break Into CRE courses on my website or through the Break Into CRE Academy. This could be the REFM level 1, 2, and 3 exam, or this could be the Argus certification programs that are available on the Argus website. Now again, this is really important because it shows that you can add value to an employer from day one. And the more specific you can get to specifically what they're going to need you to do in that role, the better off you will be. So if you show that you've successfully completed specific coursework directly applicable to what you're going to be doing on that job, that's going to be a much more valuable skill set than if you know Argus inside and out, but you won't end up using Argus in your specific job role. Now here you could also include things like your real estate license if that's something that you need for that specific job, or any other certifications, skill sets, or software programs that you know how to use that will help you perform your job better from day one. Now the third part of your resume that is often overlooked is your summary. Now you may think that this is a waste of time or potentially a waste of space on your resume, But I can tell you, as someone who has screened resumes, this is an extremely important part of finding someone who is the right fit for the job. So when you're applying for jobs, you're likely going to be competing with multiple people with relatively similar skill sets to you. So from an employer's perspective, they want to be able to choose the person that is specifically the right fit for that role and that company. So even if you have similar credentials to somebody else, the summary on your resume can be a huge differentiator when it comes to who that company wants to talk to further. Remember that both hiring and training a new employee is extremely costly and extremely time consuming. So the employer wants to make sure that they get this process right, and they want to choose someone that's the right fit for the organization and that's likely going to stay long term. So if you can show in your resume that you have long-term goals and aspirations that are aligned with that company, whether it's a similar product type or a similar job path, whether you're working in acquisitions or asset management, specific to the product type that the company works in, that's going to give you a huge leg up if they know that this isn't just a job that you're applying to get a job or to get out of your existing job, but really a job that you are moving towards and a job that you want to advance your career in the direction that you want to go. So in your summary, this is really the opportunity to make it crystal clear what you're looking to do in your career, why this job makes sense for you, and why you are the perfect fit for this role, both now and in the future. And with that on your summary, just make sure this stays concise. Usually only 2 to 3 lines is all you need here. Be clear and concise about what your career goals are and how your experience has led you to this point. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of this video, there's one thing that you want to make sure that you don't add, and that is fluff. So the way this was taught to me is pretend like every word on your resume costs you $100. And if you're able to remove any of these words on your resume to make your bullet points or your descriptions more concise and clear, then you get that $100 back. And what that does is it makes sure that you're being efficient and to the point with your experience, so you're not dragging on and adding any unnecessary wording into your resume, which is especially important when a busy hiring manager or HR professional is looking through 50, 75, 100 different resumes for the right candidate. You want to make sure that you're brief, concise, and clear on why you're the best fit for that role. This also means to cut any jobs in the past that don't have any relevance to the job that you're doing today. So if you're 23 or 24 years old and a few years out of college and you've only had 1 or 2 jobs, make sure you're not adding jobs like a camp counselor job in high school that's not applicable to the job that you're applying for today. Make sure to use that room in your resume to more thoroughly describe the experience that will actually help you add value to that company from day one. So there you have it. Those are 3 main things that you want to make sure that you have in your commercial real estate resume to make sure that you stand out from the crowd and get to that next step in the hiring process. Now, if you want to go deeper into what a sample resume might look like, how to structure your LinkedIn profile, and how to actually reach out to recruiters and other real estate investment professionals to land your next job, I've built a course called How to Land a Job in Private Equity Real Estate, and that will give you all the tools you need and the soft skill sets that you need to take the technical skills that you have and actually go out and land your first job or next job in the commercial real estate investment industry. Now, if you like this video, please let me know by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this with anyone else who might find this helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.